Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. So, Superman today, DC main character, one of the Justice League. So, I watched Zack Snyder's director cut of the Justice League and I was very impressed. So, Superman's been on my mind. So, let's go. So, landscape orientation page. Use a pencil and hit pause if I go too fast. So, we're going to start with his eyes. Center point of my page is about here. Up a bit over to the right hand side. So real small eyes. It's classic sort of DC comic. They're not like anime sort of eyes or anything like that. They stick with standard sort of human proportion, which is fair enough. So middle point here, up to the right. So we just go diagonal up at first and then over. And then it kind of comes down the back. And then in. Right, and you can thicken it up a little bit, but like not too much, right? That's your basic DC sort of character eye, sort of Marvel as well, maybe. Right? Male, anyway. The female eyes tend to be bigger, more eyelashes and stuff. Anyway, so iris, just a sort of a half circle in here, like so, and his pupil, half circle here, right? So frowning quite heavily, right? So his eyebrows are kind of unusual. There's a lot of kinks and bumps in them, right? So start it sort of here, and it runs right across the top of this eyelid, and then it kind of kicks out here. Then we go up, down to there. Right, so quite bumpy, and then bring it up to like so, and then run it down, in, back into where we started, right? And this is usually colored all in dark black, right? So you could give him like maybe an eyelid line, but not much, just coming out there, and some little details coming around his eye, just here, just like lines, just like this. Nothing major though, like so. Right, now, because we're in standard human proportion, good news is we're eye width sort of across. So width of his eye will fit in between, and that's where the next eye will start. So you can fit a whole eye in between here, right? So the next eye will start there, just about anyway, there to there, about the same as here to here. And then you just do the same thing again, up, flat across, and then down the side, and then back into here. Right. And we're sort of pointy on the ends. And then his iris, half circle, just there. And then his pupil, just in the middle. Like so. And then that eyebrow again, just here, goes right across the top of his eyelid, and then come back down to there. Can be quite bumpy. Doesn't have to be the exact same on both sides, remember. And then this comes down, round, and into here. And then colored in dark black. Right, so he does have some like frown lines, kind of this sort of stuff. Heavy sort of brow, classic sort of Superman. Face. And some lines just around the eye there. Okay, so the nose. So we're going for sort of a simpler sort of animation style nose, right? So we're just going to do a line sort of straight down here on the left-hand side, right? Over to the left, not in the middle, because it's the bridge of his nose. And then this will come down, around like so. And then we'll add a nostril here, and a bit of a nostril coming out this side as well. Okay? It's a quite simple way. In DC Marvel comics, they can make it quite complicated and add lots of shadows and things like that, but we'll try and keep it simple on this channel. Right, so then his mouth, right? So you got like stretched out sort of letter M. It comes out, down, up here, back down the other side. Basic sort of mouth. You could add maybe a line for the top lip and a line for his bottom lip if you wanted. Sort of a shadow here. But that's all you need. You don't need to define too much. Some comics will define the top lip. You could do that as well if you wanted, but sometimes less is more. Then his chin, so real square jaw, chin. So, like here. Right? And now, how are we on our proportions? So eyes to nose should be about the same as nose to chin. Yeah. Approximately the bottom of his nose to chin, about the same as his eyes to his nose here. So nose halfway between eyes and chin. And then nose to bottom lip line, about the same as bottom lip line to chin. Yeah, so bottom lip line halfway between nose and chin. So there are your sort of proportions of the human face. So once you get that, you can do the jaw. So real square jaw. So we go up the side, right? Like so. Up the side. And here. Right, and you're about, I guess about sort of, yeah, about mouth level is where you want to start to turn, right? So up the side of his face, see that? And then he can have like, you know, he's Superman, so he can have these sort of cheek lines, you know, real strong jaw, sort of classic sort of lines like that. Maybe a line for his chin or something just here. All right, so he's got sideburns just here. And they kind of come around his side of his head, sideburn here. Right, and his ears will come out from there. So ear sticks out, comes out and down, like so. Another one, this side, like that. And then bones and ligaments inside. So the easiest way to do bones and ligament lines on the ear is just like a letter J, right? Just like a little letter J, like that. But you can make it more complicated and add more detail, like this kind of stuff. You know, just lots of sort of extra lines. Sort of a bump there coming into his head. But lots of artists do it lots of different ways. Okay, so then his hairline. So I'm gonna just add like so. And top of his forehead, so it's about the same as, say, eyes to top of the forehead. It's about the same as eyes to nose, right here. So we've got, say, like the part in his hair would be, it's just like over his eyebrow in here. So like we got a V there. And then we got like more sort of spiking sort of hairlines going back that way. And something more going this way. And then we have his fringe. So we got like a line that like curves out by itself kind of here. Now this is, I think it's the new 52 Superman from DC. So his hair is kind of a bit more messy. He's got like a few spikes of hair sort of sticking down here. And the part in his hair sort of goes that way somewhere. Right, and then another piece of hair coming down here. Like so. Like that. So his hair is usually mostly black, but it's got lots of shadow and stuff usually. But we'll just sort of draw it sort of animation style and then block it in with color. It's much easier that way. And it doesn't look too bad either. So hair sticking out sort of here. Hair spike sticking up here. So this is like the part in his hair. So he's got hair coming out from here. You can add as much of that as you'd like. And right, so then yeah, the rest of his hair sort of comes off this way. Sticking out like so. So to be honest, I haven't read the new 52 or any of the new sort of DC comics. I haven't read DC comics in a while, but I thought this design of Superman looked pretty cool with the collar and stuff. Speaking of collar, so we'll go down and do his neck and that big collar that he has on. So he's got like this collar that comes down right around his neck, comes out from his jaw, down to there, right? Same on the other side. Out and down, and it comes down to a V sort of down here. Okay, and then kind of an extra line just coming around on the inside. Up around, just maybe touches his chin, goes back into there. So real sort of high collar, kind of cool. Different to what we're used to with Superman anyway. Where it's sort of down around here. You might be able to see some like Art.Simple stuff just inside. Neck muscles maybe. Hatching a little bit. Like that, right. So then his neck comes down there. And down on the inside, down here. There's trapezius, goes off this way. And we could have like some neck muscle lines, right? So like that goes that way, and then like a neck muscle there. Neck muscle going that way. So, and then, so his chest comes right across the front. So it comes like, so like collarbone, chest. So chest comes down there, right? So this is like chest slash collarbone. So it comes right across the front like that, right? Real square. And then his cape comes out from here, right? So you got like bumps and folds for his cape. And the line going that way, that way. So just fold lines here for his cape. Like so, and similar on this side, so like bumping. Down, digging through, down to there, and just these sort of fold lines. Like so. Right. I guess shoulders. That's the logical place to go next. So we got like a big shoulder. Comes out here. Right. Then we do the same on this side. So we try and keep them even. Right. Shoulder. Then the inside of that shoulder muscle, right? So he's got, in this sort of costume, it kind of breaks it up nicely for us, right? So it's got like lines on the inside. So they're there. And then it kind of bumps in to there, right? And then we'll do sort of the same sort of thing. Some hatching sort of on the bottom, and then so like shoulder muscle lines there, shoulder muscle line here. And then, so chest, right? So the rest of that chest, right? So it's going to come down, up, and in. So kind of come up the middle here, and then come down this way. And you can have, yeah, so maybe you can have shadow sometimes on the bottom of that chest, just going this way. But generally, a line should be enough. And then his bicep on this side, so bicep will come out down here. And then tricep comes out that way. The inside of the bicep sort of comes down there. There's like more shadow for shoulder in here. And like we'll put a shadow here in his armpit. We go bicep on this side as well. Sort of comes down this way. I think my Sharpie's wasting. Right, and then tricep comes down that way, and a bit of a bicep line just coming down there. And right, so the side of his body comes down here, comes down there, and we could have some abdominal or oblique lines, right? So like, you know, so like this kind of stuff. Just sort of ribs and muscles and things just in there. Right, so then that big S, right? So we'll do the crest sort of shape first. So it's like a diamond, right? So here on the edge, like so, and then cross the top, and then we'll go down. And it can be a sort of a bumpy sort of line when you get down to his chest, right? Because it has to sort of bump across his muscles and things. Just there. Right, and then he does have more sort of oblique sort of lines on this side as well. You know, like ribs and obliques and muscles along that side. And maybe you can see some of his diaphragm or something. Not much though. Ribs and things. Like so. And then, so that S then on the inside, right? So it comes down. It's an unusual sort of S to draw because it's not sort of separate from the outside the shield, right? So you go down like so. Right, it's about there. It's like an arrow. And then this comes across. And then we go up to here. And then this comes out like so, right? And then the bottom of it, just like a little triangle down here. And then, so the top of the S is part of the actual outside of the crest. So here, and then we go across. Down there. It's pretty complicated actually. Could probably do a whole tutorial just on the Superman crest. So then that comes down to there. I'm sure there's loads of those on YouTube already anyway. And then down to there. And then this will come across. Up. And then down around into there. Right, you can see what I mean. So like this is like the sort of yellow part. Yellow, 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 and then red for this whole S section here. Okay, so this uniform has lines and stuff on it, right? So I did some on the shoulder already, but he's got like some extra ones here. Like this. Some coming down here. Out to the side. There. It's like detail lines or something. Just coming down there. Some here. So, some coming down his bicep as well. They're like different sections on it or something. And some over here in his chest. And I think that's it. There could be more, but I think I'll leave it at that. So that's how to draw Superman. Wait, I think that bicep is too small. Let me see. Yeah, so his body should be maybe here. So is that okay? Maybe that makes more sense, does it? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Looks a bit better. Anyway, hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.